Now, with all this in space, right, and if you want to do MBBS only, and what if you could not get through NEET and CET and you are passionate to be a doctor and MBBS doctor, what can be done? Yes, there is a possibility if you can get into medical. And how is that? Again, for that, one important requirement is you should have qualified in NEET. What do you mean by qualified? You should have got at least passing marks. And of course, it's a percentile calculation, but an average, as you looked into the discussion, above 150 marks, if you get on an average, you would pass the exam. And if you have a passing marks, if you have passed and if you're eligible, there's one key to open another door which will lead you to do MBBS in abroad. Right? So it's a golden opportunity which I would say that you can do your MBBS in abroad. And currently, with the approval of Medical Council of India and all the World Health Organization approving these particular programs in different countries across the globe, has opened an opportunity for all the students in India and also globally in different countries who can do MBBS in different countries. The question is, how I am exposed to this particular area and how I was present to this opportunity was, so I keep traveling to different countries in terms of educating different students, national and international conferences. We have training programs. So one such incident happened long back was when I went to one of the universities in abroad, where I found very much surprisingly that there were more than 500 Indian students in one university who were studying MBBS. 500 Indian students, and all the students were studying MBBS. And I was very much amazed to, and I was very much very pleased, and I was very humbled to train them in a concept where I'm very much expert is ECG learning. So train them in how to learn ECG, and that was an opportunity where I think for me it opened up a lot of opportunities so that we can guide students in a proper pathway systematically to do their MBBS in different countries abroad, which already many students are taking their positive direction towards MBBS careers in abroad. Right. So coming to different destinations, the popular destinations are Russia, Ukraine, Georgia, China, Philippines and Caribbean, and many other countries are also open up, but these are the popular ones where you have a lot of students from India studying MBBS every year. As I said, both all the these medical seats are approved by Medical Council of India and also approved by the World Health Organization, so that they can go and study legally and come back and practice in India legally. Okay, so the only eligibility required to get on this particular career is NEET. You need to be eligible in NEET, that is pass the NEET exams to be able to study in abroad countries, your MBBS. Now the question comes, when you tell abroad, of course you think there's a lot of expenses involved and how would be the quality of studies. So to address that, the fee structure, right? So and on average in different university again depends. So it will be around 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs rupees of university fees which should be given to these medical colleges. That will be very much subsidized, right? 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs is very much lower than Indian private medical colleges, which is around 9 lakhs now, right? So we are getting at a very much subsidized fees. And why it is so subsidized? Because it's all government owned universities which are run in there. And one more question everyone asks is, if I go to Russia or Ukraine, will they teach in Russian language? No, you are taught in English medium. Okay, all the subjects in all the medical universities, of course you need to be cautious there, but most of the medical universities are teaching in English medium. You need to understand and then travel there, right? You need to know the universities. And most of these universities have a more than 100 years of history in them. These are not new universities, right? These are old universities with more than 100 years of histories of them, and there is no entrance exam specifically for these universities. And in each universities, most of the universities are so huge that more than 20,000 students live in a campus. They study, live and be in the campus for more than 20,000 students. That's a huge campus to be in, right? And coming to the finance, that is, even Indian banks will be able to provide you with the bank loans for these colleges. If you look at the list of colleges from Medical Council of India, there are more than 500 medical colleges which has been approved by Medical Council of India to study MBBS in these countries. So now coming into different countries, just we'll have a glance of these countries and some universities and randomly to understand, to give you a glimpse of it, right? In Russia, one of the very popular universities we have is Far Eastern Federal Universities. It's one of the very popular. We have a lot of students who are studying in these countries who again get our training programs for medical. We have online training for medical students. We provide them guidance through, right? So we have students who are studying in this, and this is a wonderful university with more than 150-acre area which is spread. You can see that this has a huge campus it has, and lot of the hostel, the cafeteria, everything is within the university. Huge library settings, and the important thing is, on all these universities, the Indian graduates, the students who have gone from India, are taught separately in English languages, and if they're a Russian student, they're taught separately in different class. So they're not combined. So you'll get a proper education in your language of interest, that is English, right? So that's very important. And looking into Ukraine, one of the universities is Kharkiv National Medical Universities. There is Zaporozhye, and there are different universities which can provide you admissions to study MBBS there. In Philippines, we have Davao, we have Angels Universities, and there are many other universities we are not discussing. I'm just giving you a glimpse so that you can understand how these universities and see some pictures about it. So we also have universities in China. Of course, with the current situation of the relationship between India and China, we would not prefer that, but yes, we have students who are studying there, Indian students. We have China Medical Universities. Now we have Zhuhao universities and many other universities which are present with very more than 100 years, 200 years of history in them, with the reputed universities in those countries too. You also have Georgia, Tbilisi State Medical Universities, and many other countries, right? So where you can get MBBS admissions. So very important thing here to note is, it's not just the admissions, right? These are government universities, and these are very clean process of admissions when it comes to university. So you'll get an admission letter from the university with all the mentioning rules and regulations. You'll also get a complete structure of fee for next years of all the years of studies, hostel fees, and all the charges. There is no hidden charges which will be given, so it will be clean on the letter of university which will be given to you, and proper admission process will be done through the university, so that you are guaranteed that these are done through a proper channel, right? And when it comes to coming back to India, yes, there is an exams once you come back to India which you have to write to get a clearing marks to practice in India, right? And the most common question I get across when I do this program is, will there be a difference between a student who have done MBBS in India and a done MBBS in abroad? No. The answer is no, because as soon as now again with the NMC, there is a new board which is coming in instead of Medical Council of India, also is making it mandatory that even the students from India would write an exit exam. Right, exit exam. So even once that is in place, even the students from abroad would write an exit exam. Once the exam is written, you would get a certificate from India itself that you are licensed to practice in India in any state, and that would clear you to practice in India with license, and also do your post graduation in India or any other country, or also take up any government opportunity jobs. Everything is available for you, right? So with that, now our opportunity has increased, right? Instead of we had just NEET and CET, now we have wide range of opportunities which has opened up. Not only in NEET and CET, we have a key which opened and huge opportunity, golden opportunity for you to travel abroad and do an MBBS with a very affordable cost in a premier institutions abroad, with having Indian students in those areas, having guidance, and also you also get guidance from us during your MBBS period from first year to final year, and come back to India through our online academy also. So there's a lot of opportunities which you can look into, right? So now again, looking into the flow chart, you finish your second PU exams, write NEET exams, right? Qualify in NEET, get eligibility, get rank in NEET. Of course, you're going to get MBBS and any other courses in India, but you still want to do MBBS. The criteria is if you're eligible, that is passed in NEET, then you can go abroad and do MBBS in different countries: China, Russia, Ukraine, Malaysia, Philippines, Kyrgyzstan, Georgia, USA means it's Caribbean islands. So all these are opportunities available. And also if you're not inclined to all these things, get into CET, or you can get into management quota if you have deep pockets, right?